Those four lads from Liverpool. First airings are Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. with repeats on Thursdays and Saturdays from 8 to 10 a.m. right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. Tune in to catch Beatlemania.
Are you in need of new or gently used clothing? Hope's Community Closet is here to help. We offer a wide range of clothing for men, women, youth, children, and infants. Join us on the fourth Saturday of each month from 12:30 to 4 at the Silent Task Force. We're giving clothing with care, community with heart. Lovely Ladies Lemonade for sale, and shop to the sound of old school soul. Any questions? Contact Alicia Kennedy, Executive Director of Women United at 206-316-7601. 206-316-7601. Come and find the perfect outfit for you and your family. We look forward to seeing you there.
Rainier Avenue Radio.
Welcome to a pivotal moment in the world of broadcast as we proudly present the Men's Mental Health Show featuring the renowned Larry Mabry in collaboration with the Maassen Group. This essential exploration of men's mental health wouldn't be possible without the invaluable support of RainierAvenueRadio.world. Now, let's dive into this crucial conversation with Larry Mabry and the Maassen Group. Your mental well-being matters. Here's Larry Mabry.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, guys? Welcome to this June 16th, 2025 Men's Mental Health Month. Just want to say, hey, appreciate you there, Brad. Appreciate some pretty good concepts. Some of those concepts will sound really familiar, but I was feeling it. So appreciate that. Okay, guys. So today we're going to talk about a couple things. First of all, as you guys are kind of tapping into my Instagram, I've been talking about some Black icons for the next 30 days. So today we're going to be looking at 30 days of mental health, mental plan for busy entrepreneurs. But before we go there, I've had people kind of shout out and say, hey, you know, when I have these emotional challenges, when people are kind of coming at me, could you give some examples of kind of how people come at you? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show a video of emotional abuse that sometimes people may come at you with, and kind of the technical term of kind of how to deal with it. But typically when somebody's coming at you with that abuse, there's a way for you to kind of not really take that on, not take it personal. But we're going to look at a little video that's going to talk a little bit about that. And you may have these particular experiences. And so we'll roll the clip and take a look at it.
You're doing that thing that hurts my feelings again. Please stop. Oh, so you've never done things ad hominem. So I never do any good things ever. False dichotomy. Oh, so you're saying I do everything wrong. Got it. Straw man argument. What about all the things I do right? Red herring. You can't talk, you do things too. Appeal to hypocrisy. Your generation is so sensitive about things. Causal fallacy. Well, you've been brainwashed to see these things as hurtful. Causal fallacy again. You think that hurts? What about me? What about all the hurtful things that I've been through? Red herring take two. Prove it. Tell me exactly what things. Tell me exactly what things. Every single thing. Ooh. Burden of proof. I've always done things this way. Sunk cost fallacy. It's in my nature to do things like that. It's very natural to me. Appeal to nature. What thing? I don't remember doing anything. Appeal to ignorance. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I guess we're done here.
You guys can kind of check it out right there. You may be in those situations where people kind of come at you with fallacies. Well, how do you handle those things? So real quick, you know, first of all, it's good to really acknowledge them, just not really take them in. You kind of see what people are doing, a form of gaslighting to kind of bring you into the world. But at the end of the day, you have to be the bigger person and make the best choice to just not really take it serious and stay true to your reality. Okay, so when we look into this particular 30-day mental plan for busy entrepreneurs, we're going to break it down to like a 4-week process. Okay, so for day one, what we're going to do is we're going to set clear boundaries for your work-life balance. Really, really important. As I communicate with a lot of my entrepreneurs out here, we're out here working the fields, managing the books, doing the marketing, plus doing inventory. That takes a lot. And so it's really, really important to make sure you set those boundaries. Very, very vital. Day two, identify stress triggers and coping mechanisms. We just kind of looked at a couple coping mechanisms, but think about what are those things that's kind of upsetting you or getting you triggered. It's important to understand that, and you do the inner work to kind of work through that. Day three, schedule short breaks throughout the day. I know sometimes we look at our schedules and we have a lot of stuff that we have to take care of, but we can actually go further if we break it down and make sure we have short breaks. So sometimes you might be burning the oil and going through the lunch. Take that hour, step away, give yourself a little mental break, and just kind of get away if you can. Very, very important for the long run. Number 4, practice mindfulness or meditation. A lot of times I'll suggest to my clients, you can either use your phone, or if you have like a journal, meditation, but also mindfulness. Well, you might say, well, what does that look like? Well, first thing is when you get up in the morning, take a deep breath and just be in the moment. Practice being in the moment. And if you're feeling about the stress or you think about the stress for the day, it's okay to understand that it's there, but don't really put your mind on that particular stress, right? That helps you with being mindful, right? Because you're noticing things, but you're not allowing yourself to just kind of go down that rabbit hole. Meditation, basically, where you practice your breathing, focus on your breathing, put yourself in the moment. And what happens when you do that is you're rewiring your brain so that you can see things a little bit clearer. And as you rewire your brain, you're actually able to process things at a higher speed. So very important. So day 5, what you want to do is you want to connect with a mentor or support network. You can reach out to me, the Maassen Group 1@gmail.com. There might be other professionals that you can reach out to. You can reach out to the school organization, South King Emotional Wellness League. There's just different professionals. And the cool thing about a mentor or support group is, 1, they're going to hold you accountable, but also 2, you might need some assistance as you have certain challenges. It's good to kind of tap in with somebody to use their brain power to kind of help you work through it. And a lot of times these professionals have different skill sets. And as you practice these skill sets, it will help increase your emotional intelligence. So really, really important to kind of have that connection. Day 6, this is something that people don't really think about, but very, very important. Prioritize sleep and hydration. Very, very important. Even though we have these days that are going longer, we want to party longer, we want to kind of hang out. It's really important to make sure you get your sleep. Make sure you drink a lot of water. The brain is basically like a circuit, and as you get the water, it helps everything flow. But also sleeping allows you to process, allows organs to rest, which is also going to give you a little bit more brain power the next day, but also to computate, to figure out things, to problem solve, things of that nature. So really, really important to make sure you get the proper sleep and hydration. And then day 7, you're going to reflect on personal and business goals. Really important to kind of sit back, reevaluate some things. Things are changing all the time. Sometimes you may have a goal that you set out 3 years ago, and boom, you hit that goal 2 years ago, and you're like, man, I'm still kind of doing similar types of things I was doing that I should probably change. And so it's important to kind of reestablish, reevaluate what's your priorities. Mental health is really important. So now we're looking into week 2, and this is going to be productivity and emotional well-being. Very important. If you can, you want to delegate tasks to reduce the workload. And some people may say, well, bro, I don't have ends like that. I'm getting my business going. I don't really know. Guess what? I have a solution for that. AI. There's a lot of AI tools, right, that you could use to help make your life a lot easier, right? Some of the AI tools can help you as far as organizing your bills, organizing some of your notes, making sure that you guys are doing some accounting. There's some just different AI tools for that. Your scripts and things of that nature. Depending on your business, there's a lot of tools that you can use to just kind of make it easier. Or if you have certain individuals that can do those tasks, give those tasks to those people to work through it. You'll find that your life will be a lot more easy, a lot more relaxed. Number 9, journal thoughts and emotions. Okay, if you're noticing that you're having some triggers, you're having some particular thoughts, and you're like, man, okay, this is This is an issue. One thing that I do with my clients is really powerful is if you're noticing a particular thought and it's kind of coming back, typically we think of so many things throughout the day. What I say is, just focus on one thought, write it down that you can capture. And then we could do something. It's called basically we go back through the thought and we reframe the thought. Really important. And then what happens is we're actually able to look at that thought, reframe it, and go to a neutral type of thought. And as we practice that, what happens is we kind of reset the mindset, reset the dendrites within the brain so that we can eventually get off the anchor of that thought and come up to something lighter. So that's important. But also too, as you're writing down your thoughts, as you're being more mindful of your emotions and your thoughts, as you practice the skill set, you'll notice how to regulate your emotions and your thoughts. So when you think of something, rather than just boom, popping off, you can say, okay, I'm gonna let that go. And you'll find that just life will just be a lot easier. You won't be fighting uphill. All right, number 10, engage in physical activity. Yes. Now, if you guys live in Washington, man, there's all kind of hikes. There's hills, there's different trails. I mean, there's mountains. Okay, I'm not saying go out here and climb a mountain, but basically move your behind, right? And I'm saying that to myself. Today I went for a walk. If you can, walk in your neighborhood, find a street that's uphill both ways, do what you need to do to move your body. What I noticed with me doing that is first of all, it helps the lymphatic system. It moves the lymph. Secondly, what happens is those racing thoughts, it gives your body something to focus on. And 3, it helps your heart. 4, it also helps your mind, right? If you have a habit like that, where you're walking, you're allowing your mind to kind of process, you got so many things to look at, to kind of get visually with as far as nature and that type of thing. Obviously stay out the streets. We don't want you getting hit, but make sure you go out, walk on a path, have a good time. And what I find too is when I walk out in nature, hours will go by and it seems like it hasn't even passed that much, right? And so be mindful. Obviously, if you got to go to work, things of that nature, get up early. I would say the sun gets up here about 4:35, so you can go out early and knock it out. Trust me, you'll feel a lot better. Okay. Number 11, this may be tough for some people. I'm even working on this. Limit social media consumption. That's very, very important. Why, you may say, well, think about it. If you're looking at all these images, all these visuals, all these particular things, when do you have time to really focus on your thoughts, focus on what you're building, and execute your plan? One. And, a lot of times you may get caught up with it. You look up, man, hours have passed by. You're like, man, what did I do? I was caught up checking out some reels, right? Which led to another reel. At the end of the day, their purpose is to sell you something. So be mindful. However, it's cool to get caught up on a low level, but time it and make sure when you cut it off, you focus on what you need to do. I did an experiment with one of my clients where we basically minimized social media for about a week. Amazing what results he got. He was more productive at his job, his relationships built. He was more clear in his mindset. A lot of cool things happen with that. So be mindful to reduce your social media consumption. Number 12, day 12, practice gratitude. You might say, man, what do I need to be grateful for? Well, first of all, the fact that you're here on this earth, sometimes we take things for granted. The fact that you're here, there's some people that did not wake up today. So give gratitude for that. The fact that you have a job. So what? Maybe they're not paying you what you desire to be paid. But the fact that you have a job, there's a lot of people out here homeless that don't have any type of jobs or anything like that. We're not trying to point the blame, but we're trying to honor the moment and honor the things that we have within our life. The fact that you're wearing clothes, the fact that you have your mind, the fact that you have your arms, legs, whatever things that you want to be grateful for, it's important to be in the moment and be grateful for those things. Why, you say? Well, that's important because in order for you to achieve success, achieve abundance, is you have to appreciate the moment. And as you practice being grateful for those things, you'll find that the universe will give you more things to be grateful for. So it's important. Day 13, take a full day off for relaxation. You might say, what the bluff? Well, it's important. And what I notice is this. I notice that when I take days off and you start looking at the world around you, you notice everyone's moving fast. And you have to ask yourself, why am I moving so quickly? Right? What's so important that I can't take the stock of the day and just relax and really give thanks, right? And I would kind of put day 12 and day 13 together. Take a day off for relaxation. If you got friends, get on the boat, go out, check out, these lakes out here, the sound, go for a hike, get in a hammock, hang out from a tree, swing, right? Do some things you enjoy to do and just take a day off and just really reset. You'll find that your body will appreciate you. You'll find you'll get more energy. You'll see the world from a totally different lens because you decided to just kind of engage with it. Really, really important. Day 14, reassess priorities and adjust goals. Man, that's a really big important one for me. I would say for me, the biggest thing I've been doing with that is realizing that there's abundance of cool things out here in Washington. What do I mean? Well, you guys, we got water out here, we got mountains, we got hikes. It's called the evergreen state because pretty much anything drops on the ground can grow, right? That also means your ideas. It also means your spirit. It also means your energy, right? So it's important to make sure that you are investing, in this beautiful oxygen that nature provides so that it can recultivate your brain, recultivate your inspiration, your ideas. So definitely do that. Spend some time in nature, prioritize your goals and adjust. Make sure you have a little bit more mental health. If you're working out, whatever types of goals, reprioritize those and get those on point. All right, for week 3, now we're going to focus on stress management and resilience. Really, really important. Try deep breathing exercises. So when you're doing your meditation, you can take a deep breath, hold it for 4 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then let it go. When you practice doing things like that, what you want to do is you want to really expand your lung capacity. Make sure you go all the way from the diaphragm all the way up. Really, really important. That's going to help you as you deal with more things in life. If you have a better lung capacity, guess what? You're going to actually be able to handle things and not be as stressed about it. A lot of times when we get stressed out, what happens is we have shallow breath. And so we're not breathing properly to nourish our bodies. And so as we practice holding it and then letting it go, what happens is we train our body to be able to withstand any type of stressful situation. And rather than to go to fight or flight, we just go to respectful, honor it, and transmutation. Really, really important. All right. So day 16, week 3, seek professional guidance if needed. You can reach out for myself. If you need a health coach, financial coach, as you're looking at your assessments, what are some things you need to tighten up? Connect with somebody. Sometimes there's AI for it. Sometimes there's actual professional. I recommend a professional to lead you in the right track to set the foundation for something. And then you could just fine tune that and carry on that particular task. Day 17, engage in a creative hobby. Now, with these hobbies, it's really important to be mindful to make sure it's something that's going to extend your life. You might say, well, what is that? Cooking, healthy foods, going for hikes, fishing. I recommend things with nature, but hey, you could bowl, you could play tennis, you could play a sport. Try to find something new, because what happens is you build up different types of things in your mind when you have to learn a new skill, right? And as you learn a new skill, guess what? You expand your capacity, which helps you become a better person, right? Another thing, reduce the coffee and alcohol intake. Really, really important. Now, I'm not saying that, you don't really need to do anything. There's benefits in small doses. However, just be mindful and reduce it. Okay. Also, strengthen social connections. So if you felt the need, somebody came in your heart to reach out to them, reach out and just say, hey, I was thinking about you. Father's Day just happened yesterday. Happy belated Father's Day. So my fathers were listening. I realized too, there's a lot of brothers that I know they're not fathers, but they're father figures, which means that they basically support a lot of people in the community. So I reached out to them and said, hey, bro, I just want to say, I appreciate what you're doing. Whatever you put out comes back to you. So you lift somebody else up, guess what? It's going to come back up. And it's going to further strengthen that social connection. All right. Day 20, realistic expectations, right, for success. So for example, if you're trying to lose weight, sorry guys, you got to let go of the cake, right? So, or if you're eating cake, make sure it's angel cake or something light, or, rather than having that whole cake, maybe take a small piece, right? You can measure it. Someone really brought that up to my attention too. They start measuring their food and they notice that they lost a lot of weight too. So have realistic expectations, right? Don't go out here doing crazy stuff every day and then expecting results. So they say the height of insanity is doing the same thing every day and expecting different results. So being mindful. 21, day 21, celebrate small wins. So if you notice that as you've been doing these particular things, you're noticing small things, you're noticing people coming at you different, you're noticing that, you're losing a little bit of weight, make sure you give yourself a little clap, right? You can really a pat on the back, make sure you in your journal or when you are doing affirmation or you're just kind of thinking about some things, somebody might give you a compliment, take that in, realize that your hard work is paying off. Really, really important. Why is that important? Well, because you're creating different habits. In order for you to maintain it, you have to keep feeding it, right? So it's important. Plus, the small wins are telling you that you're doing something right. Okay, week 4, we're going to work on sustainability and growth. So first thing we're going to do, establish a morning routine. Earlier on, for those people that were listening, Thought Life, he was talking about different routines you do. This could be just something simple as, gratitude and setting some affirmations, a little bit of breathing exercises, and then boom, go handle your business. Practice self-compassion, right? Maybe talk about some things that you appreciate about yourself. The fact that you woke up, right? Set the intention as far as what you want to do for your day. That's important. Limit unnecessary meetings. If you're noticing a lot of people are hitting you up and talking about some smack, let them go. I will tell you, being, I like to keep it a buck. Sometimes I get these people that call me and I notice when they call, I hear this bloop. And usually I hear them and then I just say, you know what, I got to go, right? Because I already know they're trying to sell me something and 9 times out of 10, I'm not really interested. So be mindful of unnecessary meetings, right? Be mindful and respectful of your time, because if you value your time and the people around you are going to value it. Day 25, explore new relaxation techniques, right? Stretching's really good. Going out, maybe kicking in the water. That's really cool. Chilling under a tree, finding some different music stations that you haven't listened to. That's pretty relaxing, right? Day 26, reconnect with your why. You may say, why what? Why are you here? What's your purpose? What are you trying to do? What are some things you're trying to accomplish? Sometimes you got to reevaluate that, right? Really, really important. Day 27, plan for long-term mental health strategies. What do I mean by that? Well, some of the things we talked about, as you do these things consistently, guess what? Whenever you're in a bind, you can utilize those things, right? Or connect with a mental health professional to help you work through some other strategies. Day 28, evaluate progress and adjust your habits. So if you notice you need to tweak a little thing, guess what? Tweak a little thing, right? If you notice you need to add a little something else, guess what? Add a little something else. I promise you, if you try this 30-day program, you'll notice something will improve, right? And as you give yourself the small win, then you can focus on one more thing, right? Another thing, express for day 29, express appreciation to your team. Well, that might be myself. That might be some family members. It might be some people you work around. It might be some other people you hired as far as a delegation and that type of thing. Or as an entrepreneur, your spouse, it may be your accountant, it may be your director, those people that you need around you that really help you do what you need to do. Stop and smell the roses and say, hey, you know what? I really appreciate you. Why is that important? Well, people want to stay around people that they feel like they are showing value. So in this moment, Daniel, thank you so much. I appreciate all that you do for us. All right. Day 30, commit to ongoing mental health practices. You may say, what does that look like? Well, we talked about it. It could be meditation. It could be journal writing, right? It could be relaxation techniques, listening to pretty good music. If you notice that certain people are very toxic, make sure you minimize the time that you spend with those people. Really, really important. As you do these types of things, you'll notice that you just feel like rejuvenated. You'll feel lighter, right? And as you value your time, guess what? People will start to value you. And it's really, really important that you show people through your example. Okay, cool. All right, guys. I thought this was quite a good start. Thanks again for those people that reached out. I see quite a few people just kind of gave me some love and they're taking a look at it. You guys feel free to reach out. Was anything that I said important? Is it something that you think you guys can feel and try out? For those people that tuned in and checked out the Black Icon series that I've been doing as far as my Instagram, is that beneficial? Was there some people that you didn't really realize, right? I think today we talked about Neil deGrasse Tyson. I talked about Michael Jackson. We had Snoop Dogg on there. So for those people that don't know, once a day or every couple of days, I'll basically talk about a quote from a famous Black icon in representation and recognizing men's mental health. I think that's really important. But hey, feel free to reach out. Let us know what you guys thinking. Also too, make sure you guys to celebrate June the 24th, Juneteenth event will be at Rainier Avenue Radio. They'll be actually doing a broadcast straight up this Wednesday from 5 to 8 p.m. At Atlantic Street Center. So make sure you guys take a look at that. That'll be cool. So make sure you guys take a look at that. Also too, my next guest will be the next show will be coming on right after mine, Better Together and Living Powerfully, Dr. Tracy Harrell. So make sure you guys show her some love. That's going to be on from 6 to 7. Also too, earlier on, we had our friend Brad with Thought Life. Pretty cool things he was talking about. What do you guys think about us kind of coming together and kind of doing something? That'd be kind of cool, right? So make sure you guys show some love. Thought Life, that comes on the first and third Monday at 5 o'clock. So make sure you guys tap into that. And maybe we should kind of come together. He was covering some pretty cool terms. So, all right, guys. Was curious to see what you guys thought. Would love for you guys to give me some more love and show me what you guys are thinking. What are you guys thinking as far as this summer, right? Are you guys doing some things for your mental health? You know, give me a shout out and let me know. Lately, I've been going out to some different lakes and different hikes. Let me know what's a cool hike I should probably check out. Poo Poo Point or Cold Creek Parkway or Wallace Falls. You know, feel free to shout out. Let me know what you guys think I should do. Or maybe we should just do a hike together, men's mental health hike, right? And we all just meet and get caught up. So let me know your thoughts. So anyway, guys, I want to say I appreciate you guys showing us some love. We'll see you guys next week. And make sure you guys do what you got to do to work on your mental health. And you guys have a good one. All right. Peace.